Welcome back, y'all. It's 𝐛𝐮. Appreciate y'all for joining me. We are about to watch some crime videos. Cop discover an evil mother's house of horror. Let's jump straight into it.
𝐨𝐧𝐥𝐲, police.
I just found something in my garage. It's been wrapped up in a plastic bag and it stinks.
Okay, what is it?
It's a little baby.
Oh,
Pleasant
wow.
Grove police received this chilling 911 call. Upon arrival, they met Darren West, who was visibly shaken after speaking with his wife, Megan Huntsman, about the grim discoveries in his garage.
And I just said, what the hell is this? What have you done? I always found something. She goes, oh, you did?
Get that for her.
Don't call the police. Don't call the police. I'm going to get it.
As they stepped into the garage, they had no idea the horrors that awaited them inside.
I remember there being some sort of form of tape. As we got deeper into that box, we'd find a second child.
There could be more. Like I said, I can't remember a damn thing.
How many do you think there would be?
Holy what is going on?
On April 12th, 2014, Darren had just returned home after serving time in prison for drug charges, only to stumble upon a horrifying scene in his garage and made this disturbing 911 call.
𝐨𝐧𝐥𝐲, police.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Can I have an officer come to this address?
And your name?
My name's Darren West. I just found something in my garage. I think it's a miscarriage.
Can you be more specific? What do you mean by a miscarriage you found?
I have no idea. Just please send an officer up here.
It sounds like you may need medical.
It's been wrapped up in a plastic bag and it stinks.
Okay, what is it?
Bro, she knows exactly what you're trying to
It's a
say.
little baby.
Come on.
When police arrived at
Be
Pleasant
real.
Grove, Utah, they saw the garage door wide open, and Darren stood outside with his family, who had come to help him move in. Just one look at him, and the officers knew they were in for something dreadful.
Who lives here?
Us three.
1, 2, 3.
It's a double house. The basement and the upstairs are two different.
My two daughters live here. See, we've been cleaning the garage.
Okay.
And then got a 48-hour pass. And I have...
Here. We went on home and find down. It was in a halfway house. You've been cleaning out the garage.
I'm trying to get, because I've been gone for so long. And
Anyway, there was a box over there. It was all wrapped up. And he says, what is this?
The box in question was an ordinary-looking fruit box, sitting just outside the garage, and its exterior was tightly sealed with electrical tape. Inside, they found a bag, also wrapped in layer upon layer of duct tape, as if someone desperately wanted to keep whatever was inside, hidden forever. When the investigators finally peeled it open, what they discovered would haunt them for years to come. It was the lifeless body of a fully decomposed baby.
There were boxes from floor to ceiling on all three walls. There's
That's
hundreds
it.
of boxes. How are we going to get through all of these? So we contacted the medical examiner's office, and they sent out an investigator. Bewilderment, shock. I was speechless. How could you fathom something like that? The big obvious question is what is this child doing here? Who's the mother? Where did it come from?
The officers quickly sealed off the scene, unsure of what had truly happened. But one thing was clear. It was now a homicide investigation. They began searching the area, moving from box to box, not knowing that what they had just uncovered was just the beginning of a much darker and more chilling story. But the question was, where was Megan? Right now, she was the only person who could hold the answers to this troubling mystery.
Let's start off with, is it your wife or your girlfriend?
I'm still married to her, but...
Okay. So legally, according to law, it's still your wife.
Yes, sir.
Okay, why don't you tell me what her name is?
Megan Huntsman. What happened is when I went to prison, she stuck around for 2 or 3 years and she took off.
But she is with a boyfriend now
Where is she?
in West Valley somewhere.
Man, say, where the fuck is Megan? That's what we need to figure out. Where's Megan? At this point. She done got the fuck up out of here. We know where the... Hey.
Had her on the phone. She said it was his.
And I just
She
said,
better be a victim.
What the hell is this? What have you done? I always found something. She goes, "Oh, you did?"
Get that for her.
Don't call the police. Don't call the police. I'm gonna get it.
So she said it was yours. Logically, is that true?
I don't know, man. I never knew she was pregnant.
So, for the time being, the officer
I'm over here stuck. Megan had a kid. He don't know if it's his. She done taped it up. Threw it in a box. Oh, man. It's all over the place.
The officers focused on Megan to
Let's find
understand
Megan,
about
man.
the unfolding events.
Let's find Megan. We gotta find her.
Are you able to help us understand what's going on here? It was a miscarriage.
It was like 9 years ago when we first left.
And how far into your pregnancy were you?
7 months. It was born, stillborn.
That baby been in the box for 9 years. 9 years that baby been taped up in that box. Is that what you just said? Or I'm over just fried and not paying attention?
How soon can you come down here? Our detectives need to ask you some follow-up questions so that we can, rule out any kind of foul play.
Okay, there was no foul play.
Okay, listen to me. I need you to stay at your residence. We're going to have a West Valley City officer come pick you up.
It wasn't just Darren who was disturbed. The neighbors had also noticed a strange, foul smell coming from the garage. As more officers arrived at the scene, they were tasked with meticulously searching every inch of the property of what was quickly becoming known as the House of Horror. Meanwhile, Megan was brought in for questioning by Detective Beckstrom. His first goal was to understand why she had hidden the baby, instead of reporting it to the authorities or seeking medical help. However, in a few moments, the story took a turn more twisted than ever.
Well, you know why we're here, what we're here to talk about. Just start at the beginning and tell me what happened.
Well, we were doing drugs a lot. That's what he was in prison for. I got pregnant right before he left, and I really didn't know because I thought it was just stress and stuff.
And he went to prison in 2006?
Yeah,
How far along were you when he
for a
went?
couple months.
Where did you have the baby?
In the house, in the bathroom.
In the house that you and Darren lived in. Describe to me what happened.
Well, I was having a lot of pain that day. I didn't go to work. My kids were at school, and I went in the bathroom and just sat there and then just pushed really hard. And I was blue and wasn't crying. And I was by myself, and I didn't know what to do. And I couldn't get it to cry or anything.
Then what happened?
I got scared, and I wrapped it up. And
Bro. Come on, man. I'm taking my baby to the hospital. I'm calling something or somebody. The last thing I'm going to do is throw it in a box and wrap it up over and over again. And then get electric tape so nobody will open up the goddamn box. This shit sounds fucking crazy. This shit sounds nuts, bro. I done took whatever would have came with it after I called the cops. I told the same story, and if it's real, then it's real. I tried, wasn't breathing. I called y'all. I tried, wasn't breathing. Stuff his ass in the box. Left him there for years. Hell no.
being smart and calling you guys.
Don't give a fuck what drug you was on.
I think it was stupid of me to do it.
What do you mean when you say you wrapped it up?
You remember?
Yeah, you do.
Calendar and garlic butter or something. I put it in the box.
What would you have done differently? Looking back.
Called the cops and told them that I had a baby and that I couldn't get to breathe and have the paramedics.
As a normal person would.
Megan repeated the same story she had told Darren, that the baby had been a stillborn. Despite appearing visibly upset, there were many details in Megan's account.
I mean, at least give the baby a proper grave, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't want to call the cops or tell nobody, I'd at least put it somewhere in the backyard, side of the house, small little tombstone. I know she didn't want nobody to know, but fuck all that. That's your baby. You didn't make it. At the end of the day, it's still yours. I'm going to treat you like you was here. With respect. In a great, good-ass grave. With some flowers and some vase and all that good stuff around it. I don't give a fuck if I'm off Don Julio that day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. That shit crazy work. Throw him in the box, though.
That just didn't add up.
Okay, so you're on the toilet, you have the baby. You said you tried to get it to breathe. What did you do?
Well, I like tried just to clean his mouth out and stuff, and I couldn't get a response at all.
Okay.
I couldn't feel a heartbeat or anything.
Okay. So you clean the baby's mouth out, try to get it to breathe, and then what?
I passed out for a little bit. I think I lost a lot of blood. And then I just remember my kids got home from school and I just told them I wasn't feeling well. And then I cleaned myself up and I went and got a box.
And then, as far as you know, unless someone else moved it, the baby's been in the box in the garage since that first year that Darren went to prison. Okay.
We clean that garage every year, so.
Were you worried somebody else would find it when you guys were cleaning the garage?
Yeah.
And so what would you do to make sure that didn't happen?
I just kind of slide it and like sweep around, you know, and then set stuff on it.
That's
and,
cold-blooded.
You know, well, they knew that part was already clean and stuff.
No pun intended.
Megan's story seemed like a justification. With her husband gone to prison, she was left overwhelmed with stress and was deeply influenced by drugs which clouded her state of mind. But the more the detective spoke with her, the more their doubts grew.
Because I was so scared, you know, I don't know what.
Bro, my doubts would have grew when she said she just slid the box to the side and cleaned around it.
Was a boy or a girl? So, did anyone know that you were pregnant?
I don't show it all.
Did you tell Darren?
No, I never.
Okay. Had you ever had any stillborn babies prior to that?
Miscarriages.
And on these miscarriages, did they all happen at home?
What happened at home?
All right. Is there anything else that you think I should have asked you that I haven't asked you?
I think so.
Is there anything else that you want me to know?
No.
And we really want the right thing for this baby, proper burial. And
come on, man, that's all I'm saying.
For you.
That's all I'm asking.
Your husband went to prison.
You know how good that'll look for you if all this shit happened and it was a great fucking beautiful grave in the backyard. At least they said, at least she tried. You know what I'm saying? She gave her effort. They probably would have let you let her slide. But now they about to figure out the real shit because they know shit deeper than that. They about to find more shit. Just because you didn't do that.
And you're overwhelmed, and I can understand that. I mean, Darren just found out that he had another kid that he didn't know about. So,
I already totally understand that.
what do you think proper closure looks like? Anything else?
Okay, so we know you're gonna watch this demo at double speed. All
Appreciate you, commercial. Cause boy,
buckle up.
We need a break from her. They better catch her ass in all kind of lies.
Here are.
They said, here's an advertisement because she about to throw y'all for a loop. Bitch, I already know she's sus.
Well, it's clear that we think you should go to jail for this, that you recognize you've done something wrong. We haven't made any decisions like that. We're still just trying to put the story together at this point.
What struck as odd was Megan's fear of going to jail if the baby was truly a stillborn. If no crime had been committed, aside from the unlawful disposal of the body, why did she carry such a heavy guilt? There was something deeper she wasn't saying, and the detective could feel it. Meanwhile, at the house, the officers pressed on with their search, which led them to another suspicious box. Inside, they uncovered a deeply disturbing scene. That was just the start.
I remember there being some sort of form of tape over it, and then as we opened it up, there's heavy padding and packaging, more plastic wrap. As we got deeper into that box, we did ultimately find a second child. I felt angry, and
a second child? They found another kid? Lock her up. We done talking. We done talking.
I remember thinking, what in the actual hell is going on?
Each box they opened carried an overpowering stench, with a strange liquid seeping through the bottom of the bags inside. The officers immediately reported it to Detective Beckstrom, who confronted Megan in hopes to get answers, but nothing could have prepared him for her response.
We have investigators in the house right now. They found a second baby. Will you please tell me about that?
Hey, there's more. Hey, I'm sorry. I have hit every one of them, and he had to have known I was pregnant through most.
She said there's more. How many more? How many more? Ain't no way it can be more than 2.
There's others. How many?
I'm not even sure. I was on so many drugs and stuff during it all. I can't even remember.
When?
All through the years.
Megan had a long history of drug abuse, particularly methamphetamine, and was known to drink heavily as well. These addictions had ruined her ability to make rational decisions, but they were no excuse for taking a life. Despite her claims it was clear she was still hiding something, a truth so gruesome which would shake everyone to the core.
And if it's easier for you to remember, if we want to start after you had your first child, when you had the first miscarriage.
One, right after we moved in, I can't even remember. I remember when I had in the tub. They were all stillborn. Every one of them.
Were they full term?
No, without pain.
Okay, so how many do you think will we find in the garage?
More.
Nah, bro, ain't no way. Ain't no way. This shit can't be real. This shit can't be real. I don't even know what to say. That shit crazy. I don't even know what to say. 4?
Did you put all 4 in the garage?
Yeah.
Did you keep them in the same place in the garage? What did you?
It's covered.
Okay. And so all 4 boxes are in the same place? Okay. Well, I just want to be able to relay to the detectives what they're going to find. And so all 4
Yes.
are in the cabinet in the garage?
Yes.
Why didn't you call for help?
I'm afraid of people know I'm pregnant.
I mean, this is Utah. It's not common for people to have a lot of kids.
Oh, because I was young. Because I was so young.
Several years later, though, when this happened, I mean, you're not so young.
I know. But like I said, the drugs, they mess with you.
Blame the drugs.
Bad.
I'm sure it had some type of effect, but come on, man.
Because you were on drugs, you weren't making good decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Does it feel better to tell the truth?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, just a minute.
After hearing that more bodies were hidden in the garage, Detective Beckstrom quickly contacted the officers on the scene. Over 20 to 30 officers combed through every inch of the house, searching for hours. And while the investigation continued, so did the interrogation.
Well, we ain't gotta keep talking.
I don't know yet.
We ain't gotta keep talking, honestly.
Search warrant still. Because of the seriousness of this, they are also going to obtain a search warrant for your house in West Valley. Is there anything at that house that we need to know about before we go up there?
For me, no. All that's up there is my clothes.
Okay. So you have the babies in the garage the whole time?
In the boxes.
But yeah, they've been in the garage the whole time.
So we're talking
like a trophy.
8 years ago.
Yes.
I mean, you told me earlier that
like a participation badge.
The boxes,
come on, bro.
With the babies in them in the cabinet.
Yeah.
On the shelf, get dusty.
Out of that cabinet.
No.
I imagine in the last 9 years, stuff's been in and out of the garbage.
I didn't think so because I was just there a month or so ago.
For 9 years.
And stuff out of there, and I seen it sitting there.
Right. And so, did anyone in the world know that the baby was in the garage? Okay.
So.
Well, they're saying one of the boxes was on a stack of shelves next to the cabinet. Why would it be there?
Oh yeah.
I moved it or something. But it's not thinking.
Alright, we back. It's this story getting crazier and crazier. It's getting wilder and wilder. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to it. Let's get straight back to it, man. Megan out here wilding.
Anything at that house that we need to know about before we go up there?
For me, no. All that's up there is my clothes.
Okay. So, yeah, the baby's been in the garage the whole time?
I never moved them or anything. But yeah, they've been in the garage the whole time.
So
Yeah.
we're talking 8 years ago.
Yes.
I mean, you told me earlier that you put the boxes with the babies in them in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Did you ever take them out of that cabinet?
No.
I imagine in the last 9 years, stuff's been in and out of the
I
garbage.
didn't think so because I was just there a month or so ago getting my bed and stuff out of there and I seen it sitting there.
Right. And so did anyone in the world know that that baby was in the garage? Okay.
Nobody never told us all.
Well, they're saying one of the boxes was on a stack of shelves next to the cabinet. Why would it be there?
Straight to a commercial. Cut us a break,
This
YouTube.
game.
We just trying to see why Megan and what
You're
she
not
did
ready
and
for
why
it.
she did it. At this point, I feel like they gonna find my body in there. At this point, they might find my body. You know what I'm saying? Right here. I feel like they better find me in that bitch.
But it's not thinking.
That's many bodies she got, that motherfucker.
Before I left, I did. I mean, I haven't been in that house. I've only once since I've moved out.
They might find
It was
me in there.
painfully evident that this case was far from straightforward. While it wasn't unheard of for a woman to hide a pregnancy, but doing so multiple times raised serious doubts. The idea seemed almost impossible to believe, and as the detectives pieced things together, a chilling realization began to take shape.
I want to make sure that there's no more weight on your shoulders. Okay. When you have these babies,
Yes.
you said after they were born and they were blue and you would try to get them to breathe. What would you do to try to get them to breathe?
Sometimes I was so scared.
She shook them.
I don't know.
Sorry, like
She shook them. Somebody tried to clean their nose, clean their mouth. No, you shook them. That's
Did you have like
crazy.
the suction?
That's crazy. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to go take a walk. I gotta go walk down the street. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take a walk after this one. I don't even smoke cigarettes, but I'm gonna go buy me a box. How much a box of cigarettes? I'm gonna go buy me a box of cigarettes. I gotta go smoke me a cigarette. She stressed me out.
Was that baby alive when it was born?
I think it was for a short time.
What?
Well, you think if I have baby in the house, I just cry. So,
Mm-hmm. Well, you say you think it was for a short time. What was it moving? Did it start to breathe?
No, it wasn't breathe. I could see little heartbeat and then it stopped.
Okay. For about how long?
Not very long at all.
Okay. The one that you had when he was in prison, that you were on the toilet. Was that one alive when it was born? Okay. Where were the other two born?
One on the bed. And the other one.
Okay. The one on the bed when it was born. Do you think it might have been alive for a short time as well?
It might have.
Detective Beckstrom was left stunned when Megan finally admitted the unthinkable. It wasn't an accident, but actual murders.
No shit.
So now he asked her the final make or break.
I done came over with that on my walk. I had to take a walk. We knew she shot. Bro, man, hold on. She strangled the baby. That's how she tried to get the baby to breathe, by shaking the baby. You know she on some bullshit. Look how she's sitting. Bitch look too comfortable. Get up out of here, man.
Question.
Made me take a walk.
Did you kill the baby after it was born? What we need is the truth.
I did one of them.
Which one?
Can't remember. No, I was just so scared. I was so.
Bitch can never remember.
So bad.
You can't forget shit like that. I'm sorry.
How did you?
I don't give a fuck what kind of drug you was on. That shit you don't forget.
Do you think all four of these babies were alive when they were born?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure one of them wasn't.
I'm pretty sure. She pretty sure.
And did you choke the others?
Yes, I did.
And you put them in a towel, put them in garbage bags, and then put them in a box and put it in the garage.
Yes.
So one was dead when it was born, and the other three you choked. And why did you choke them?
I don't know. Scared. I was in shock.
Have you ever told anyone this?
No, I've never told a soul.
So when we run DNA tests, will they?
Bitch, I'm scared every day. Doesn't mean I'm about to go outside and choke somebody. I ran back the bombers. Let me go find the nearest person down the street and start choking them. No.
They'll be there.
Yes, I will.
Is there anything else we need to know about?
No.
I don't believe it.
All right.
As the detective left the room, he could barely contain the emotions that overwhelmed him. It had been the hardest interrogation of his career.
Once I'm out of her sight, my hands went to my niece, and I had to take several breaths to really process. Holy, she had killed these babies.
Back at the crime scene, the officers had been searching the garage for over 3 hours, and the unease they felt couldn't be measured. No one could have predicted what other surprises lay in store for them.
This was probably one of the longest days in my career. It was emotionally straining, physically exhausting, and the feeling in the air was dread, but also determination to find out what in the hell actually had happened. Eventually, we found baby number 3.
It didn't take long before the officers found the third body, packed tightly in a box and sealed with layers of duct tape. When they carefully opened it, they found the body to be wrapped in a plastic bag and covered in vinyl. As their search continued, they uncovered a 4th body, followed by a 5th, hidden under 2 blankets and 2 bath tiles in the bottom left corner of a cubby. But just when they thought they had seen it all, the biggest shock was still about to come.
Bro, get out of here.
I'm told that there is a 5th baby found at the
fuck
home.
outta here.
Now it's become...
But wait, there's more. Unbelievable.
Almost exhausting.
Unbelievable.
How many could there be? And what is going on?
I forgot I went in there and swung hard.
Right, Megan.
If I was him. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have put your hand on a woman, but she deserves an elbow.
You haven't told me everything. How many do you think there possibly could be?
Honestly, I don't know how many. 4 I can think of, but I don't.
Okay. They are up to 5.
Bro, stop talking to her.
And so now that there's 5,
y'all have been snatched me up out there.
One of them was dead when it was born.
They'd have snatched me out there a long time ago. They give her
And
too
so the
much
other
time.
4 were alive.
There could be more. Like I said, I can't remember a damn thing.
How many do you think there would be?
I'd say 8 or 9.
When they're done searching the garage, they...
Hold on, man. Hold on. Give me a second. Because this is beyond me. My bad, y'all. I had to keep pausing it. But we about to get through this. We about to get through this. One way or another.
They are going to search the rest of the house. Will they find any more?
No.
Okay. So there could be 8 or 9.
Yeah, it could be.
It could be 8 or 9. It's
And
crazy.
I know there's none in the house. I mean, you'd smell like they're in the house.
Right. Did the smell from the garage ever come in the house? It would just be out in the garage.
People said it was some smell, you know, like in the heat of the summer. We had cats and stuff, and I think it was always just blamed on that.
They would just leave it open.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying Darren never knew?
No, what I told you, only me. I've kept this to myself for 18 years.
So I'm the only person that you've ever told?
Yes.
The numbers kept growing, but the officers knew they had to proceed with caution. The line of questioning soon shifted, as Detective Beckstrom began to consider Darren's possible involvement, due to something Megan had said earlier during the interrogation that had caught his attention.
When I talked to you earlier, you mentioned that Darren should have known. What do you mean by that? Did you tell her?
No. And I don't know why. I think my mind was just so out of it, you know? All I focused on was the next fix. But how can you not know? How can you sleep with someone every night and not know that?
When we're talking about Darren knowing that you were pregnant because he's in your bed, those are miscarriages. And so did you just tell him that you miscarried?
Yeah.
Okay. And so when you told him that it was a miscarriage, he never asked what you did with the... Miscarriage. Okay.
It was hard to believe that Darren had simply stumbled upon the body in his garage without any clue where it could have come from. Could he have known more than he was letting on? Meanwhile, back at the crime scene, officers made another grim discovery. The 6th and 7th bodies wrapped in sweaters and stuffed into a box inside a cabinet.
Crazy.
It was a moment that left everyone reeling, but they still pressed on to determine if there were more than 7. They even searched Megan's former home in West Valley, leaving no stone unturned. While they found no additional bodies, they did uncover Xanax, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia, painting a bleak picture of her life. Megan Huntsman was arrested and booked into the Utah County Jail on 6 counts of murder.
Good.
However, the case was far from complete. Still, there were pieces of the puzzle that didn't quite fit, and to fill in the gaps, investigators brought Darren in for questioning.
I'm Detective Dan Dexter, so I'm trying to talk to everybody, make sure I know that it's been a horrible day for a lot of you. So you're not in trouble right now. I'm just trying to understand everything.
Hey. He's good. His interrogator is good. He talking to him all calmly, all smooth. Now you ain't, I know you had a long day. You trying to be on his side, you know what I mean? He's good. He done this too many times.
That's happened. So she's saying that
professional.
That baby was a miscarriage after he went in prison.
That's what she told me. Is that what she still said?
The right man for the job.
Yes. We did get a search warrant in the house, and there's more than one. And so, how many times was your wife pregnant?
I have 3 daughters. And I know of one other time that she had a miscarriage. I never even knew she was pregnant with 2 of my daughters until she was like 4 or 5 months along. And then she told me, you know. I don't know, sir.
There's...
How many was there?
There was 7.
You were kidding me.
I'm not. She said that the first one was...
If he really don't know, I mean, if he really do know, he's selling the hell out this shit. This is like a Hollywood movie. How he's selling this. If he's not a victim, he's selling it. And he's doing a good job at it. I mean, he done broke down. He done put his hand in his lap. Look at him.
Shortly after you moved into the house.
2 professionals in one building.
Oh my God.
And then the last one, she was pregnant by you before you went to prison.
Wait, so she says they're all mine?
That's what she says. And that's why I'm glad you're here, because I would have thought that if she was pregnant 7 times in the 10-year period that you lived in that house, that surely you would have known.
Holy.
Darren was visibly shaken by the disturbing revelations. He buried his face in his hands and began to sob as the weight of the situation hit him hard. But despite his tears, there was more he needed to explain.
You said you knew that she was pregnant once. Are you talking about one other time than the miscarriage, or are you talking about something else?
That's the only time I know. I was so messed up on freaking drugs, and I don't know what was going on.
I can tell that you know about more than the way you're telling me. Megan hid pregnancies from everybody until shortly before she had kids. But you're saying that she told you when she was 4 months along. I believe that you knew about these pregnancies.
I swear to God, I never knew about all these pregnancies.
But what's happened here is tragic. But I don't think that you killed these babies and hid them. I think that you were married to a woman who was going to do it her way, and then you were done fighting with her, and so you allowed her to make these decisions. Is that what happened?
I never would think that she would.
You better get him to crack. That boy good. Hit 10 out of 10 recommendation.
Beat for NBA
these
Youngboy.
motherfuckers
We're
to
going
crack.
to Output's new
That boy good.
plugin co-producer.
That boy
Play
got a high percentage. High percentage.
put babies in a box and freaking...
So what did you think she was doing with these pregnancies?
I didn't realize she was pregnant 7 freaking times.
I'm a married man. You know your wife's pregnant. And so she's telling me that the only one that you weren't around for is when you went to prison.
Honest to God, I didn't know that there were 7 babies in my garage. I never knew there was 1 in there. Do you think I would go out and clean the garage and then, you know what I mean?
I understand where you're coming from. I'm not saying you knew they were in the garage, but I'm saying you had to know that they were brought into the world.
Even though Darren claimed he had no idea about the pregnancies, the detective wasn't ready to accept it at face value.
Your wife has admitted to some crimes, to some horrible things. She admits that she killed someone after they were born. Like I said, she's being completely honest. And I really wish you were too.
What do you want me to say? I didn't know she was killing kids, and I didn't know she was put in boxes. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how she could give birth and then... I don't know.
But he do know.
Were you there when any of these were born?
No, sir. No, sir. I swear.
What we want to do is we want to do what's right, and we want to have closure for these children. We want to have closure for your kids that are alive, for these babies' grandparents. I mean, these babies were in a garage for years.
I never knew that, though.
Almost a decade.
I never knew that.
I don't know how nobody ain't smell that shit. I just smelled that shit the next day.
Say nothing else. This is looking bad. I had no idea that she was killing kids and putting them in boxes. I swear to God.
Okay.
But I want an attorney, though. Wouldn't you?
I can't give you that advice. I'm not in your situation, and I don't think I ever will be.
No, you won't.
So. Okay. All right, hold on just a second. We'll get you upstairs in just a minute.
Although Darren seemed like a potential suspect in the case, there was no evidence to link him to the murders. Eventually, Darren requested an attorney, bringing the interrogation to an abrupt end. What worked in his favor was a simple but strong point. If he had known about the bodies in the garage, it was unlikely he would have started cleaning it so soon after his release from prison. Darren was released from custody, and the investigation moved forward with Megan still behind bars. All the evidence...
Bro, she look crazy. Never call nobody crazy, but she looking... Let me stop.
Evidence collected from the garage, including the boxes, plastic bags, and layers of duct tape, was sent to the lab for analysis, and the results were conclusive. Every single fingerprint belonged to Megan.
Look at her eyes, though. That's a scary sight.
Not a trace of Darren's prints was found on any of the items. With this, the focus shifted to the medical examiner, where DNA testing was conducted to confirm the father of the babies. The results were as expected. Darren was the biological father of all 7 children. However, one heartbreaking fact remained clear. During their entire 10 years of living together, and even after he went to prison in 2006, Darren had no idea he had fathered 7 children. Megan had hidden everything from him and everyone else. It was now time for the final decision.
Justice for 6 babies killed right after birth by their own mother as she pleads guilty to 6 counts of murder.
And the judge gave her the maximum sentence that could keep her locked up for the rest of her life.
On February 12, 2015, Megan was formally charged with 6 counts of first-degree murder. Having admitted to killing 6 of her children while claiming one was stillborn, she was sentenced to 6 terms of 5 years to life to be served consecutively, which meant she would spend the rest of her life in prison. The case left everyone involved deeply shaken. It was incomprehensible how a mother could commit such horrific acts. It also highlighted the devastating impact of drugs, which had completely destroyed Megan's mental health and led her down this dark and tragic path.
Megan had a family that she was raising. But on the flip side of that coin, she also had 7 dead children in her garage that she had murdered. I don't know what her motive was. I don't care what her motive was. But the fact of the matter is she did it, and that was unfathomable to me.
Not just once.
What are your thoughts on this case? Was it just drugs which led to Megan killing her children, or were there some other dark motives?
Yeah, what are y'all thoughts? Y'all think it was the drugs and all that? Do y'all think she just didn't care? Didn't mind? Had no emotion? How do y'all feel? That's a good question. How do y'all feel about this case? Let me know in the comment section at the bottom. But before you do, make sure you like and subscribe to the 𝐛𝐮𝐬𝐢𝐧𝐞𝐬 channel. And I appreciate y'all for watching with me. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'm out.